impressive that in a matter of 20 minutes, you guys can come up with something like this. I mean, bad as it is, it's still impressive that you were able to do it this quick.
Yeah, that's a cool logo.
You promised that you would draw and we would do the talking. And when you grow up a little more, we'll let you in there with the grown-ups.
Well, when you were creating characters, Stan, what was the process back then? I mean, because Rob and I right now, we do our own writing and our own drawing. We don't collaborate with anybody anymore. So
that's the problem, and I've been meaning to talk to you guys about.
Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us on our Comic Shop Sunday show number
256.
256.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us. We have some great books to show you on our website today that we've added this week. And in case you don't know, my name's Megan.
I'm Jason. We're with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yes. Make sure to comment on the video and let us know that you're watching. Tell us your name, where you're watching from, and maybe some books that you've read this week. Tell us how excited you are for Free Comic Book Day coming up this Saturday, May 3rd. We are celebrating really big here in Chattanooga. So if you're anywhere near the Tennessee area, Georgia, surrounding area, definitely make plans to come see us or let us know that you're going to your local shop. And we love to hear about it. Okay.
All right. On to the comics. So what this show is, every Sunday we go over a lot of new books that have come through our shop. A lot of them are keys, variants, full comic sets. We go over about 20 of them. Usually Megan has listed many more than that. If you've been to the show the last few weeks, we've been going over some really big books. So without further ado, let's get to that. So to follow along, just go to infinityflux.net. I'm going right now. And at the top, under comics, you go to the collectible comics. And it's arranged from the newest stuff to the oldest stuff. So we're going to start going over some of this. And as Megan shares out the show a little bit more, I'm going to begin. So the first ones I'm going to go over, it is X-Men Annual number 14. This is the first cameo of Gambit. Even though calling it a cameo is really weird, he's in tons of panels. He talks so much throughout it. A lot of people over the years have wondered, how is this not a real first appearance? And it's because this kind of starts in media res because he's traveling with Storm, but you don't really see where they meet. And the reason is they meet in the other book that I am going over, X-Men 266. This actually has their first meeting in it. It was supposed to come out first, but due to publishing things, it came out after the annual. And so to reconcile that, whatever powers that be kind of declared the other one first cameo and this one first full appearance. So if you're a Gambit fan, there's a little bit of info for you, and maybe you want to pick up one or the other one. We're really happy to have both his first full appearance and cameo on our show today.
Okay, my first thing is this lot of 29 photo variants, and it's half off. Take a look at that. So this is 29 Marvel, mostly Marvel photo variants, a lot of Black Widow, Avengers. We do have some Riverdale and Sabrina.
Yeah, I see Sabrina.
So I would say these are pretty easily worth like $3 to $5 a piece, most of them being closer to $5. So they are unread. If you like photo covers or want to collect a big set of them, this is a good one to start with or to add to your collection. I know lots of people who do.
If you don't like photo covers, don't buy this.
Because that's all you're getting. Don't think you're getting a regular cover in here. So first thing of today for me is that big lot for half off.
Yeah, I don't know where we got those, but somebody put a lot of time into collecting all those, I would say. So the next one I'm going to go over, let's do some DC. It is Vengeance of Bane, number 1. This is the first appearance of Bane. This is where that character came from, who is probably Batman's most latest really, really, really big villain, even though this is back from 1993. Which feels like so long ago now. This is a high-quality copy of this. This comic was a hit when it came out, so they reprinted it a few times, and you got to watch for that. This is the first print of it. I believe there are 3 printings of it, and they look pretty similar. You usually have to open them up, look in the indicia to see which printing, but this is the first print and the first appearance of Bane.
All right. My next piece is the Supernatural Thrillers number 5. This is the first appearance of the Living Mummy, and very scary story. So basically, the Living Mummy was a king who was a bad king. Maybe not the worst king, but he was not a good king. So his once they built a monument to him, they were slaves, and he killed them all. But some of the surviving people buried him alive, and for 3,000 years, he was a living mummy which does sound like a really, really bad fate. But he eventually broke out and became an anti-hero. So here's his first appearance. Pretty good condition from 1973. One of Marvel's light horror series.
So after all that terrible stuff he did, he ends up being a hero?
He comes to the realization after 3,000 years of his wrongness.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time to have to stand in the corner. Like, you've been bad. Get in the corner for
Yeah.
3,000 years. Get in the corner of the sarcophagus. All right, so next up, some books that were maybe going for even more back before Captain America Brave New World came out. It is some Red Hulk books. The first one being Red Hulk #1. A lot of people think this is Red Hulk's first appearance, but it's really a cameo appearance because he's not in the book. He's only on the cover. But this tends to be more sought after than issue #2, which is the first full appearance. But we also have first Red She-Hulk. The first one is first cameo. Then the next one is first full appearance and first cover appearance. Even though Red She-Hulk was not in Brave New World, this has still been highly sought after.
Okay, my next one is Daredevil 168. This is the first appearance of Elektra, and as you guys probably know, this issue is pretty famous for having her name misspelled on the front with a C, extra C in there when it is not supposed to be there. So pretty funny. Stuff like that happens all the time. So this is a 7.5, a pretty solid copy, a newsstand edition. Elektra right there on the cover, and her first full appearance right here in this issue.
Captain Millennium says, "Oh, it's crazy to think of Harrison Ford as Red Hulk now." Yeah. Yep. Han Solo Red Hulk. All right. So next one I'm going to go over is Avengers #58. That's right. Some Silver Age Avengers from 1968. I like this cover because, okay, there's a lot of covers where the Avengers are all coming at you. Okay. Those covers are cool because you get to see what the team is like at that time. Because I think in particular, this one's neat because look, Thor and Iron Man are back sort of on the team for this one. But notice in the background, who's there? It's Vision. You can almost miss him unless you're like really looking for him. And that's because this is Vision's origin issue. And also he wants to join the Avengers. So you know how they see if he's ready to join them? Wow. They attack him. Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor all attack Vision to see if he's tough enough to join the group.
What a warm welcome.
I know, they're like a gang. And Vision, you know, he is able to do it, and he ends up joining the Avengers. So if you're a fan of Vision, this is a pretty important issue for him.
All right, this is probably one of my biggest ones on the show today, Amazing Spider-Man 601. Very sought after J. Scott Campbell cover. It's part of like a trio or more of covers that he did around this time. So this is probably the most sought after one, and the issue that stirred up a lot of controversy over the past few years for an artist redid it. And then J. Scott Campbell really dunked on him harder than he probably should have. But it's a really good copy. 9.0, near mint range. Just looks like it's got some light spine roll from someone actually reading it before it got to be the famous issue that it is today. So if you're looking for that one, here it is.
It's always amazing, these just A-cover Amazing Spider-Man issues that are from the modern comic era were so much money. And I mean, the print run had to be huge, but still, everyone wants it. Mm-hmm. All right, so next up, we've got Thor #337. That's the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, and what a first appearance on the cover. He's got the hammer. He's destroying the title of the comic. It's such a great first appearance. I was reading about how Beta Ray Bill was supposed to kind of seem like a monster, like a villain. But the idea was he would seem like a monster, but truly be like this great hero, just misunderstood. I think that's really neat storytelling. I think the cover does that. I mean, you see it, you don't know this character, you think, uh-oh, that's bad news for Thor. But of course, Beta Ray Bill is worthy. He's from another galaxy, and also he's the first non-Norse character who is able to wield the hammer and prove that he is worthy.
Nice.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill is a great character. And I see Bumpkins is watching and is also a Beta Ray Bill fan.
Thanks for the hand earlier today, Bumpkins. He told me when one of the links I posted didn't work. And we fixed it. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, Amazing Spider-Man 29 from 1969. I love this cover. I love the Steve Ditko Amazing Spider-Man covers. There's just something about this one. The water, the colors. It's just very appealing to the eye to me. So this is the second appearance of Scorpion and about a 3.5 condition for $100. Amazing Spider-Man 29.
Yeah, the way the bodies are moving in the water is really captive. It kind of makes you go, is that right? But it is, especially for Spider-Man.
Some of the most, there's so many iconic Amazing Spider-Man covers, but several of them in water really all stand out. So teamwork makes the dream function. Absolutely. Spider-Man with water covers, name a better duo. I agree. Just said that the same thing, Captain Millennium. Totally agree.
Okay, the next one I'm going over, it's actually two different sets. The first is Marvel Zombies. It is the first Marvel Zombies. They've come back and done many more of these. This, of course, was Marvel went to the head of all things zombie, Robert Kirkman, and he wrote these. It was fantastic success, great covers by Sudom, who became known as sort of the artist to do like the zombie covers like this. Mm-hmm. And then we also have, if you already have that one, it is Marvel Zombies 2 and Marvel Zombies 4. So the person who brought these in did not have 3. I don't know where 3 went in their collection. 2 is also done by Kirkman, but by the time it was Marvel Zombies 4, Kirkman had already left Marvel to do so many of his other things. And I think they had somebody else do it. But these are the complete sets of Marvel Zombies 2 and 4.
Okay, my next one is Transformers number 1, 7.5. I have a lot of 7.5 copies today. It is also a newsstand copy. This is the first appearance in comics of all the Transformers and Decepticons. Maybe not all of them, actually, but a ton. You can see them all listed out here. And you can look like that while you're reading their appearances. So check out the pictures for the flaws and all that. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Transformers?
More than meets the eye.
Cool.
Okay, next up.
I will say also, we have a whole case of Transformers at the shop if you guys are, and there's some really cool things I can't believe that they made them transform into. So if you ever want to come by or check out our website to see that, it's pretty cool.
Okay, so the next one I'm going over is Evil Ernie number 2. This is a pricey comic because I don't think the print run was very big. And it has the first cover appearance of Lady Death. Lady Death's first appearance was in Evil Ernie number 1, along with Evil Ernie, which makes this comic the second appearance also of Evil Ernie. This is also the first cover appearance of Smiley, his button.
Yes.
Evil Ernie was given his powers by Lady Death. I don't know if given his powers is the right way to say it, because she kind of uses him to bring about the end of the world. That's the whole plan between them. And of course, Lady Death has gone on to be in her own many comic series since. So if you want her first cover appearance, here it is.
All right, my next one. Oh, where is she? There we go. Shauna the She-Devil. First appearance right here. Pretty good condition. Nice white copy. The first appearance, this was part of a trio of comics that Marvel was trying to do to appeal to girls. And Shauna is a jungle queen. She's a little more violent than a lot of some of the other jungle queens. But yeah, this was created in an effort to get more female audience for Marvel at the time period. So
what do girls love? They love jungle queens.
There were
a bunch of guys at Marvel trying to guess what girls like.
You know, I don't think that's well, you know what? I don't want to live in the jungle. But if I was a jungle queen, fine. Absolutely fine.
Okay, so my next one, back to page 2. It is another DC one, Birds of Prey number 8 from 1999. What makes this book special? It is the first kiss between Nightwing and Batgirl. They also go on a date. Their date is at the circus, which makes sense. I think everything about this is, fine. My one thing I question is what's going on here. Like, I guess he wants to show her proper form, but just was looking at that wondering.
Just gonna leave that right there. My next one, I have a couple to do in a row here. This is Guardians of the Galaxy. First appearance of Gamora in Strange Tales 180. Really cool.
She looks different on the cover.
She looks real different.
Yeah.
I don't know how she got famous. And then we have the first appearance of Mantis. All right, duke it out in the comments. Mantis or Gamora?
For what? Like, who wins in a fight? Who's your favorite?
Who's
Like,
your favorite?
I mean, I got to go with Gamora. So
I feel like
daughter,
you have to, like you absolutely have to. But Mantis is also a very charming character.
Yeah, Mantis is awesome. I mean, it was not an easy choice.
So right there, if you're a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, you can check out their first appearances to major characters.
Okay, so the last one I have to go over, Megan may have more, is Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, the Nightmare Warriors #1. It is the comic version of a movie we unfortunately will never get. Everybody always wanted, I think Freddy versus Jason, the movie, was originally supposed to have Ash as well. And they couldn't secure the rights. And so this is the comic of what it might have been. And it came out with multiple covers. This is the Freddy cover. You can pretty much tell he's supposed to be with other people, just kind of the way he's standing there. So, yeah. Are we halfway to Halloween yet?
I think it's May 1st. So
almost. So this is fairly appropriate.
All right, and one more for me today before I show you some other things. Aquaman 13, second appearance of Mera, so much more affordable. These DC keys and their low prices, only $40, or almost mid-grade copy of the second appearance of Mera. So much for the boy, and you are next, Aquaman. What creature?
Why is Mera being so bad? I don't know, but it looks like it has a million eyes on it.
All right, guys, name the creature on the cover. Okay, well, that's all we're going over in the Collectible Comics Cube. Hopefully, starting next week, we will have an upgraded website experience for you. But I do just want to show you some more things. If you're interested in comics, you can check out the new releases right here. We typically get our shipments on Fridays, so we'll update this section every week. You can go ahead and pre-order and secure your copies of stuff coming out that Wednesday. So we already have our Marvel stuff up. We should be getting DC. They were a little delayed this week. But you can even sort it from high to low if you like ratio comics. And check out, we have the 1 in 100 Spider-Man, Godzilla vs. Spider-Man this week. So we do have ratios and new stuff. If you want to subscribe to comics, go up here, comic subscriptions, new subscribers, create your account. And then, of course, we have all the action figures, vinyl, and trading card games, video games that you could ever want. So check that out. We're constantly updating inventory every single day. Oh, I did probably want to go over just a little bit. I think I did add some graded books this week. So that picture is wrong. I don't remember if I went over these two last week, but here they are. Star Wars #1 and Silver Surfer 14. I did because I remember Garrett talking about the spotlight here. And we also have, I need to change this picture to be all three, but TMNT 1 through 3. 2001 CGC graded set. Pretty cool.
That's the last series that Mirage did for the Turtles.
Yeah. And Bumpkin says Godzilla vs. Spider-Man is really good. And Bumpkins and Andy are going to be talking about all the new comic releases on our YouTube channel tomorrow and reviewing them. If, again, you are in the area for Free Comic Book Day, make sure to come see us and go create your wish list. And also, we should have Free Comic Day bundles up on our website tomorrow or the next day. So if you want to get a complete bundle, check out our website for that.
Those will be for sale, though, because, I mean, that's 44 books.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we will be back.
Not next week, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, next week.
Free Comic Weekend.
A little too busy. We'll probably put some books up.
Yes.
But I don't think we will be here next week.
Yes.
So we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
And hopefully Saturday if you're around.
Have a good rest of your weekend.